Good morning, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I'm gonna say hello to everybody. It just feels easier to do it that way. I tell you, it's been such an interesting thing. Good morning, Monica. How are you? It's been such a fascinating experience with the world right now. Being able to grow your business, being able to broadcast yourself out this way it's all so fascinating. Hi, Jessica. How are you doing? How are your sons doing? Happy holidays. Hi, Alitria. Hello, Alitria. How are you? Hi, Rosalind. How are you? Rosalind Lester. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so happy solstice, everyone. Today is the solstice. And this is where we shift seasons, right? It's a cardinal energy, and cardinal energy is the energy that allows us to make changes. It's the energy, some people, here's the thing, right? Like some people, if you're like an Aquarian or fixed energy, Aquarius is a fixed energy. I think Leo is a fixed energy. And what else is a fixed energy? Leo, Aquarius is fixed. Okay, and then Sag is fire, but that's mutable. So fixed energies are people who have a really hard time changing direction. Like they literally just, those people in your life where they just are who they are. They do it the way they do it because they have fixed energy. It's how it is, right? Scorpio is also fixed. And then there are people who have cardinal energy. So cardinal energy is Libra, and they can change, right? Taurus is fixed, exactly. Taurus is fixed. But cardinal energy, we're in a cardinal energy now. So what we know is that this month, because we're in a cardinal energy, changes are really real changes are happening. It's an energetic of where seasons change, right? Hi, Stella. So we are changing. The solstice today is we're changing seasons. People who are born at this time, they have that inbred in them in their cell structure. They have this capacity to be able to change. I have a lot of mutable energy, right? So when I'm working during the day, I can be working on this project and that project. Like I need a lot of changes. I need to be doing this. That's why I can see clients and I can be with one person and then I'm with the next person, and whatever I had with the other person is not even there anymore because I'm mutable and I can change on the dime. That's just sort of my way. So it's good to know who you are, like whatever your sign is. What's your sun sign? Tell me what your sun sign is and then we can see. So I know Jessica is... I know Jessica's a Taurus, that's fixed. And then Jay is a Capricorn, and that's mutable, right? So, and then we're having the eclipses in Capricorn. We're going to have an eclipse on the 25th of December at the new moon. Hi, Yay Bay Divine. How are you? We're going to have an eclipse on the evening on the new moon. And so that's another way that we know a lot of changes are coming. Eclipses are when our system is rebooted. I like to think of this earth plane that we're in as all like one computer system. That helps me. Thank you very much. Oh, that's so kind of you. That helps me sort of make sense of it, right? So an eclipse is like when you have to download your computer, when you have to literally turn it off and turn it back on. That's an eclipse. So we're going to have an eclipse now. And you are a Leo. Leo is fixed energy. Leo is fixed, right? I love that. Like the sun. The sun is entirely fixed. It does what it does every single day since the beginning of its inception. It has not done anything different. Right? So that is fixed energy. And okay, so I wanted to talk today about this eclipse. I really want us to have an understanding of what is going on. As you guys can see, all of this stuff is happening in our country, right? And what's happening is because we are having Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn and Jupiter just entered Capricorn as well. And so what that means is our systems, the way we sort of have kept time. Capricorn is like how you keep time. So if any of you have studied music, you know, in music you have to keep the time, and that is the system. And so whatever the song is, there is a time, and then that is it. And then it might have like a, you know, place where the time skips and does something else different. But then it comes back to that keeping time. Hi, Casadia. And so Capricorn is where we keep time. And so because we have the South Node there, we are about to do a shift is about to happen. The last time we had the South Node and the North Node in Capricorn and Cancer, which are the nodes of the moon, which is about our past and our future, it was 1982. So think about 1982 and where you were and what was going on in your life, and then what changed. So for me, I graduated from junior high school in 1982. So my life so I actually remember what happened. I graduated from junior high school in 1982, and my family forced me to go to private school, right? And this was a big deal. And I know this sounds silly, like I feel silly saying it today, but at the time I had really connected to a community in my junior high school. I had a community of friends, and they were my everything. And I felt like I belonged to these people, to these young people at 13 years old, 10, 11, and 13. And then my family decided that they wanted me to go to, oh, good to see you too. My family decided, Eugene, my family decided that they wanted me to go to private school. They decided that I needed a better education, and they sent me to private school. And it really changed my life. It really sent me into a depression, and where I really felt for the first time like I was a fish in I just didn't belong anywhere. I remember feeling so isolated, and like my life was going to end. And so now, here we are we're ending that cycle, and we're starting a new one, and I'm creating my own community. I'm building my own experiences where I'm not at the effect of other people. I'm in my own power is what I'll say. It's like I created authority in my own life, right? And so that's what you want to look at. Like, where are you negotiating authority in your life? Are you doing it in your work? Are you doing it in relationships? Are you doing it with your family, where you really don't have full authority in your life? And wherever are you doing it internally? Are you doing it with worry? Like, do you give your authority to worry? Do you give your authority to scarcity? Wherever it is you're out of alignment with your authority and not understanding how to use it, is where that's going to really show up in this eclipse. So it's very significant that you really start to think about your internal reality, your external experiences. So I know many of us might have jobs that we really don't like, and we're there because we believe that we have to be in that job in order to have money, in order to make, to eat, right? And that's a very limited perspective. So if that's what you're doing, that experience is going to begin to come undone, right? Maybe you're in a relationship where you don't really feel aligned in the relationship. You don't feel like the person is really aligned with you, or where you're going, or what you really want. And so that is going to become very challenging. You're not going to be able to hold that energy anymore. Like, you have to realign your authority in your life. And so that is what's going to show up in this eclipse energy. The places where you are negotiating your authority in ways that are not good for you are going to become very pressing in your reality. And it will create it'll create a crisis, is what I'll say. It'll create an internal crisis that then will reverberate out, and then it'll become a crisis in your environment. So the best thing to do, hi Teresa, how are you? The best thing to do is set intentions, really. Set intentions to be really honest with yourself, so that you can see yourself. Like, be willing to see the areas that you haven't been willing to see yourself. Like, really be willing to tell yourself the truth about what you're doing. without judgment, with love, with kindness, with care for yourself. It's very significant that we give ourselves the care that we need. Another thing that's really happening, we're seeing these systems come undone around racism, right? Like, so for so long, as in this country, there's been sort of a denial about race and how it shows up in our lives, and places where things have been out of alignment, but we've been acting like it's not. I remember when I first saw the movie Get Out, I so resonated with it, and I was like, wow, it's so fascinating how as Black people, we've just been conditioned to this experience of trauma that we don't even recognize when it's happening, and we don't know how to not participate in it. And so whatever things that we've been doing where we've not been really speaking up, or it feels kind of out of alignment, like the things that go on in this country, this stuff is coming undone. It is literally dissolving. Hi, Denise, how are you? So it's very important that we begin to see how we have been participating. One of the things that's very significant for me as a Black person, because I understand how the universe works, and I don't understand everything that the universe does, but I study astrology, so I have some understanding. It gives me a different understanding than when I didn't understand, right? I don't think like a lay person anymore. I understand that everything is a cycle. Everything is a season, right? So the season of racism is ending. That's what I want to say. And it's ending because it has been a part of our government structure, right? And the government is shifting now because of Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn. So it's starting to change, and we have to see how we participated in it, right? Like, what are the stories you tell yourself that keep it in alignment? Like, I know when I started really doing my internal work, I really realized that I really did believe that I was at the effect of white people. I believed it because we are conditioned to believe it. Because, I had a father who would say, white people are this or white people are that. So as a child, I took that on in a way, and I believed it, right? So we have to start to look at the ways we believe these things are true, right? We have to look at it, because the way we believe it is the way we're participating in it, and then it becomes something that we are practicing unconsciously. And we'll say things like, as women, we might say like, how come men don't do their work? How come men don't do their internal work? Well, that's a belief system that you have, that men don't do their internal work. And because you believe it, you draw it to you. So if you believe that, white people are out to get you, or if you believe that there's you have to look a certain way to have a certain thing, or you have to feel, whatever you believe is what you're drawing into you as your experience. And that's why it's important for us to understand what we believe. And that's why I teach the moon work, so that we can go through for every month where the new moon is and where the full moon is. You can spend the entire year looking at your belief systems, because as within, so without. So, every month you want to be looking at yourself to see what's going on. So this month we're going to be in Capricorn, and Capricorn is about our internal, about our structures. It governs our skeleton, right? But that is also metaphorical. So what is your metaphorical skeleton? What are the things you believe about yourself? Do you believe that women have to behave a certain way sexually in order to have love? That's a belief system. Do you believe that women need to be married in order to be happy or to have success in their lives? That's a belief system. Are these belief systems serving you? Do they feel good in your life any longer, right? So whatever those belief systems are, they need to be looked at so that you can then recalibrate them to have a new experience of yourself in this reality and in this world. You need to reboot it. So with that, I'm going to be offering new moon readings. For those of you who are already in the moon work with me, don't use any of these links. Ask for private ones, because I give you guys a different price break. Like I do readings for you at 50% off because you guys are in the moon work already. So I'll give you a discount. So if you're already in the moon work and you want to do a reading, ask for the link and I'll give you another link, right? With a different price. But if you want to do a reading, for the new moon to see where you can realign your energies, you can sign up here with your with the link for the new moon. And if you are interested in joining the new moon, the 13 moons initiation, you can also sign up here. But I would also love for you to share the video so that other people can understand how to use this energy and what's happening and what's coming down the pipelines, basically. And if you want to join, you can just sign up. The link is here, and I'll get you in as soon as possible. And happy solstice. Hi, Gary. Happy solstice to all of you. Today is a really incredible day to set your intentions, to relax, drink lots of water, be good to yourself, really be good to yourself. And one of the things that is very significant to me, for those of you who are descendants of people who were enslaved in this country, we are 1 year out of the 400-year energetic agreement of slavery, is what I like to say. And so this is the year for many of us who are descendants of people who were captive to really come to a new understanding of who we are, to really come to a new spiritual awakening of what it means to be a Black person in this country at this time, outside of the experience of that 400-year energetic restriction, because that's all captivity is. It means that your energy has been restricted and focused in a new way. So whatever that is, this is a really incredible time to be asking, who else are you? And what else can you be? And what does the world have to offer for you to show up in your power and in your grace? We're in a new energetic frequency. We're ending cycles that we have never lived through, so it's a real fascinating time to be alive and to be a Black person of captive descent in this country. You see, the country is changing. You see it's shifting, right? And it's very chaotic. And when chaos is present, it means that the energy is really high for new power. The power is changing hands, is what's happening. So it's important for you to position yourself in the identity of who you really are, so that you can access the power that is yours at this time. Happy solstice, Sherry Ann. Okay, peace and blessings, everyone. Share the video, and I love you. Bye.